Hello everyone, I am Chaiyryl Calago from College of Agriculture, major in agronomy. Today I will going to discuss about the measuring economic activity. Gross domestic product. What is the gross domestic product? Gross domestic product, it is the name we gave to the total market value of the final goods and services produced within a nation during a given year. Also, GDP used for many purposes, but the most important one is to measure the overall performance of an economy. Next is two measure of national product. The two measure of national product is the flow of product approach. The second is the earning or coach approach. Equivalence of two approaches. Now we have calculated the gross domestic product by the upper lobe flow of product approach and by the lower lobe earnings flow approach. Which is the better approach? The surprise is they are exactly the same. Next is real versus nominal GDP. Nominal GDP, nominal gross domestic product, measures a country gross domestic product using the current prices without adjusting for inflation, while the real gross domestic product, it measures a country economic output adjust for the impact of inflation. Next is the investment and capital formation. Economics define investment or sometimes real investment as production of durable capital goods. Investment represent addition to the stock of durable capital goods that increase production possibilities in the future. Net versus gross investment. When we say gross investment, it is the total amount of the economy spent on a new capital, while the net investment, it is the total amount of money that a company spend on capital asset minus the cost of the depreciation of those assets. Next is the exclusion of transfer payments. When we say transfer payments are the government payments to individuals that are not made in exchange for goods or services supplied. Examples of government transfer includes the unemployment insurance, veterans benefit, and old age or disability payment. Next is the gross domestic product, net product, and gross national product. The national domestic product, it equals the total of final output produced within a nation during a year. Next is the GNP or the gross national product is the total final output produced with input owned by the residents of a country during a year, while the GDP or gross domestic product measures the monetary value of final goods and services. Also, the gross domestic product, it is the total of a value added in an economy. Next is what is the difference between gross national product and gross domestic product. The gross national product, it is the total output produced with a labor or a capital owned by the U.S. residents, while the gross domestic product, it is the output produced with labor and capital located inside the United States. From GDP and disposable income. National income. National income represents the total incomes received by labor, capital, and land. It is constructed by subtracting depreciation and direct taxes from gross domestic product or GDP. While the next is the disposable income. Disposable income is to get disposable income, you calculate the market and transfer incomes received by household and subtract personal taxes. Saving and investment. Investment is an essential economic activity because it increases the capital stock available for future production. It measured the saving it is exactly equal to measured investment. The national saving. National saving is composed of a private saving by household and businesses along with government saving, while a national investment starts with gross private domestic investment, which is approximately the same as net exports. Beyond the national accounts. The new approaches attempt to extend the boundaries of the traditional accounts by including important non-market activities as well as correcting to harmful activities that are included as a part of national output, and the two consider omitted pluses and minuses. These two are the omitted non-market activities and the omitted environmental damage. When we say the omitted non-market activities, it is useful for economic outside of the market, while the omitted environmental damages, it is the harmful side effect of economic activity. Price indexes and inflation. A price index is a measure of the average level of price, while the inflation denotes rises in the general level of prices. The opposite of inflation is deflation, which occurs when the general level of prices is falling. Next is the Consumer Pricing Index or the CPI. The Consumer Price Index measures the cost of buying a standard baskets of goods at different times. The market basket includes the prices of food, clothing, shelter, fuel, transportation, medical care, college tuition, and other goods and services purchased for day-to-day living. And last is the GDP deflator. The GDP deflator, it is the price of all goods and services produced in the country. That is GDP deflator. Next is the Producer Price Index or PPI. The PPI this index dating from 1890 is the oldest continuous statistical series published by the BLS, and it measures the level of prices at the wholesale or producer stage. And that's all. Thank you for listening and thank you for patiently watching, and God bless everyone.